my god, that video of his eyes was so freaky.
Did anybody ever see that video of Justin Bieber?
His
and he's in
eyes
like the courtroom, and his eyes transformed into like lizard eyes, and then they went back.
Like, I swear you, his eyes like glowed like he was not human.
Everybody's like, he's a reptile.
He's not human. Like, I don't know what he is. I'm not saying he's a reptile, but he's not human. That was weird.
That was
actually his clone.
Oh god.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're legit crazy. Like, and Justin Bieber, I'm gonna talk about him because he's getting my nerves again. Did you hear that he punched? I was gonna talk about this too, and I threw it out. But did you hear that he punched a fan that tried to lean into his limo?
No.
He punched them in the face.
He punched a guy.
It was a guy.
What?
Now let me just say, like, don't get in my space. I don't care if I'm famous or not. Like, don't get in my space. But I'm not just go around punching people. Like, if anything, if I want someone to be punched, I'm gonna like get my like put a little alien head. I love that little alien emoji. Yeah, I love. I wouldn't go around punching people. If I'm famous and rich and I want someone to be punched, I'll just have my bodyguard do it. Like, handle my light work.
Not only that, but this guy was not going to get into his actual limo. Like, there was no need to punch him, you know? Like, yeah. I don't know.
Oh my god, don't talk about aliens right now because I watched a really scary video on YouTube the other day. It scared me. And they were talking about that real Men in Black.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I watched something like that the other day too. On the real Men in Black. Yeah.
They had like security footage of like
them going into the.
Oh my god, it was so scary.
The same video.
And they say like these guys have the Men in Black, the real Men in Black.
They're like identical.
We're all over the place, but I just have to talk about this because it's scary. So the real Men in Black are not like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. No. They say like they have their identical faces. They don't have eyebrows and facial.
They have very oval
black eyes.
Yeah.
And they come and they like legit like if you have any. So let me just say, if you have any type of alien experience, you catch something on video, keep that joint to yourself because they're gonna come for you.
Yeah.
They're gonna erase your memory on stuff. Stay away from Area 51. They don't even let you near it. Can't nobody tell me.
You know, if you pass signs, they actually say you're giving up your rights, like your human rights. If you pass this, like they have trespassing signs all the way up to Area 51. It is insane. They have like live.
If you get anywhere near it, they say go back up that way. They come out like real quick.
They have snipers.
And they
it's
say,
crazy.
Yeah, they and then I ain't just military stuff. You know they
they
say they keep an alien in the White House.
I have to show you a video of Area 51. They captured a really trippy video where all the lights were out on Area 51 is actually pretty big. I never realized how big it was. All the lights were out, right? And then it was late at night. Someone was filming from like up on like a hill that's like on the other side of Area 51. And they were legit filming this place on purpose though, because they were just like trying to get like whatever's going on there. This runway lights up. There's the whole place just lights up, and this like runway is like lit up like all the way down, probably like maybe like half a mile long. And then something, I swear to God, something like a light shot down like onto the runway, and then all the lights went out. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like you have to see this video. It is like it's so insane.
There's a lot of like crazy things like that out there.
It is crazy.
Just the topic of aliens just really scares the crap out of me because I'm such a hardcore believer. So
you might get visited tonight.
Don't. Why would you do that right now? That is not funny. All right. No, not funny. All right. Why do they shoot you if you trespass on Area 51, but then they arrest you for trespassing in the White House? Rob asked. That is a very valid question.
Because they're hiding something in Area 51 that they don't want to get out.
And there was a guy.
Like, there's something that they do not
There
want to
was
get
another radio show,
out.
kind of like ours, kind of like a podcast. And there was a guy who called in, and he said that he was a former employee of Area 51. Now, anybody can say anything, right? And they don't, like, people come out and say crazy things all the time, and nobody pays them any attention, right?
Yeah.
So you'd think if he was just a random crazy guy, nobody would pay him any attention. And he was like, listen, this is real. Aliens are real. They're coming. He said that they've been hiding something. And he was about to explain, and like, literally, the air went dead. Like, it just cut off completely. The radio show went dead.
Because they keep tracking tabs, and they tap into these people. Like, anyone who's associated with them. You know, there's been a lot of mysterious deaths of people who used to work at Area 51 who no longer work there, like military personnel and just people who worked on site there who end up leaving Area 51 and then they like just mysteriously die. Like, it's just like, why are all these people who leave that place all of a sudden like dying?
Because they don't want them saying. It's like they're trying to like too hardcore to keep a secret. Like This is kind of like if Hillary Clinton would have became president, she would have exposed it and she would have told us that there was aliens.
You think so?
Yeah, she would have.
I want to know.
She would have. Her and Bill like into it, like they're believers, like, and Bill like made a joke of it, but he was like that serious. He asked like one of the first things he asked is the aliens. What's going on with the aliens? I want to know. That would be my first question as president because I would need to know. If
I'd be like, you fill me in.
Yeah, and there was an actual government, and I don't have it. I couldn't talk about it on another show, but there's an actual video of an actual government official confirming that there is extraterrestrials and that they are in government. Like they actually put it out there.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
Okay, so alright, you guys are being silly in the chat now. Now,
funny.
We got way distracted, so that's nice.
Yeah, we got way off topic.
Let's not talk about aliens anymore. They want them cutting us off. No. 27 Club. With the 27 Club, there's been an urban legend, or there's a myth about white lighters now being bad luck, and they say it's because Janice, stop it, Anissa, with the chat. Janice, Jimmy, and Kurt, and Jim Morrison, I believe they say, were all found dead with white lighters in their pocket, and they're also all left-handed. This actually was not.
They're all left-handed?
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but they're all 27, all left-handed, and they were saying that they were found with white lighters in their pockets. So ever since then, people freak out about white lighters. They don't want anything to do with them. They think they're bad luck. Well, you can just relax because white lighters are not bad luck. They actually. White lighters were not invented until after, or were not introduced until after the death of Janice and Jimmy. And Janice was actually not found with anything on her body. So we can
debunk that.
So stoners, I'm talking to you again. Go ahead, don't flip out when somebody hands you a white lighter. It's okay, you can take it. It's fine. It does the same job as everybody else. Do you believe in bad luck, or do you believe in luck?
Do I believe in luck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Are you superstitious at all?
Slightly, not completely, not like, oh, you can't walk under the ladder, you're gonna have bad luck, or break a mirror 7 years of bad luck. I don't believe in those superstitions, but I can be slightly superstitious about certain things.
My old place where I used to live, man, there was cats everywhere, and I swear every time I'll be walking somewhere, especially at night, here goes a black cat. Like, why did you pick that moment to run in front of me? But there was never like any type of fallout or whatever.
Yeah,
and I think black cats are adorable. Now let me say, I believe in good luck, bad luck, or whatever. But the reason I asked is because me and my brother got into this huge debate about it, and he is so adamant about, and it'll be funny if he's listening right now, so hey. He is so adamant that there's no such thing as luck. He says everything, he's like, you create your own destiny, everything is circumstance, like it's not, luck isn't a thing, it's an excuse, that type of thing. So I'm like, if you're just like, so if I was just walking down the street, and this is like something that actually would happen to me because I'm not a very lucky person. I was just walking down the street and I see a cute guy walk by and I trip and fall at that very exact moment. That's not just like a little bit of bad luck.
No, that's just you getting nervous and tripping over your feet. That's what that is. Now you're calling it bad luck.
What is nerves? How does nerves doesn't make me? The nerves don't like make me do things. Like I don't know. And he was like,
"How are you?"
He was like, if somebody says that, you should have just been watching where you go. And it's not a nice thing to say, but it's true.
It's true, and you just said it's something that would happen to you because maybe you're a little bit clumsy.
I am
get
clumsy.
nervous. Like I don't know. Like that could just be something that's.
I am clumsy, but there is just some things that happen. I'm like, dude, that's just really bad luck. Even when people like hit the lottery, like I don't think that they created that. I think it's just luck. That's like really like a 1 in a million shot, you know? Things like that. Oh, hey, there's somebody else in the chat. Hey, Jordan Vanderpool. I love that last name.
I love that last name.
Wait, who's evil? I missed it. I have to go back down and check.
Oh, it's Danny's cat. Danny's cat is the sibling of my adopted. Yeah, don't make me think about that. I know. So why do we have to bring that up? Dang it.
I don't know. You just bummed me out. I know. You guys remember the cat that we had from one episode on the show?
Yeah, she was a little guest.
I don't know what's Murphy's Law. Danny, you want to tell us about that one? Anyway.
Yeah. Danny, since you're talking about Murphy's Law, there's also like the Law of Attraction too.
What is Murphy's Law?
I don't know, but there's this thing called Law of Attraction where it is like what you put out or what you know, what your mindset and what you put out is what you're gonna get in return. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like. I don't know. It's kind of like how I said about the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're going to go into something and believe this is going to happen, chances are you're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So, Danny's apologizing. I miss my kitty.
No. Okay, so as always, we get sidetracked, but this has been pretty cool conversation. I love you guys and you guys are freaking hilarious. Now, you guys were asleep in the beginning of the show. Y'all kind of woke up a little bit when we started talking about aliens. They're like, don't sleep tonight.
Yeah, you get so hyped when we talk about this like crazy stuff. It's amazing.
No. Another thing we wanted to talk about today, since we covered urban legends and things in film, is like fan theories. Now, this is, some people think it's something really stupid about the internet, but I love fan theories, even if we know it's not actually true, because I think it's, it's cool when people create their own interpretation of things. That
Me too, especially when it works.
That even makes sense. Have you ever heard of the Pixar theory?
No.
That's one of the most extensive, most creative, most well done theories I've ever seen.
What is it?
And it's basically, I would not be able to go into the whole thing now because it's such a large theory, like so extensive. But basically, every single Pixar movie is in the same universe, and they're all interconnected. And then even like they say, the witch in Brave is an older version of Boo from Monsters University or Monsters Inc. And you would think like that's crazy, like that doesn't make any type of sense because Boo's not a witch, but they present evidence that supports it, and I don't like to believe it because I would like to believe Boo is so freaking adorable, and I would like to believe that she grew up and was to be a nice looking person who had a husband and kids and didn't live alone in a hut with a hunchback and you know what I mean. But they did present a lot of different evidence. And one thing I do know, I do actually believe they said in the Pixar theory. I don't know if you remember, but in Frozen, Rapunzel made an appearance.
I've never seen Frozen, so I don't know.
How did you manage that?
I didn't see Frozen. I don't know.
It was one of the biggest movies.
I know. Believe me, I know.
You know the song though, right?
Hold on. Don't tell me. Hold on.
I know for a fact you know the song because we worked together and they played this song constantly. They played this movie constantly.
I think I know the song. I think so.
Let It Go.
Oh yeah, Let It Go. Yeah, that's right.
Let It Go.
So, I remember now.
Yeah, come on now. They played that song so much at work, it was ridiculous. Now, touching me. Frozen was awesome, okay, but I will be one of those people who goes on a limb that says that Tangled may have been a little bit better. All right. Frozen was cute, all that good stuff. I love it, but it's just not the best Pixar movie. Anyways, Rapunzel from Tangled was in Frozen for like a split second. Her and her boo thing there, whose name I can't remember. And they're saying that they're cousins. She's cousins with the sisters of Frozen, and that their parents, the Frozen parents, when they died, they got stranded in the jungle or something, and they're like Tarzan's parents. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole interconnected thing. But it's kind of like dope how they presented it all. Now I know you have some fan theories about some different TV shows.
Some of my favorite TV shows, like the Rugrats. I grew up on Rugrats. It's like 90s kids right there. Like
those are some weird looking babies. I love them so much.
I love them. Weird. Tommy Pickles, the way he walks is the cutest thing ever.
He has like a lumpy head. You don't think so?
He's so adorable with his lumpy head. It's okay. Okay, so in the fan theory for Rugrats, they say that none of the babies in Rugrats actually exist. That they are all figments of Angelica's imagination as a result of her parents' negligence. Because, her parents are always working and stuff. So she's always, like, on her own, doing her own thing, her little adventures. So the story goes that Chucky died with his mother, because we all know Chucky's mom, passed away.
Yeah.
Which explains how much of a nervous wreck his father is. Tommy was a stillborn baby, which explains why his father, Stu, was always in the basement making toys for the son that he never had. This is so sad. And then the DeVilles had an abortion, and to compensate, not knowing if they had a boy or a girl, Angelica made twins. So she made Phil and Lil. And I thought that fan theory is so insane because it totally legitimately works. Especially given that Angelica talks to the grown-ups, but she also can talk with the babies, but the babies can't talk with the adults. It's always I don't know, it just all makes so much sense.
Something I've kind of always wondered about kids.
Yeah.
At what point does a child stop being able to understand babies? You know what I mean?
Do you think they can understand each other though? Babies?
Yeah, because like
a baby and a baby can understand.
I have nieces that are like all ages. I have a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old niece, and then like 2 8-year-old nieces.
Yeah.
And like my older nieces, you know, they still can speak to. Like, okay, like I